So one thing you'll notice from these videos is that I don't have all the spiritual jargon. I don't know all of this stuff intellectually. It's something that I wasn't studying. I didn't read any scriptures or study teachers or read a bunch of books on this stuff. I never had any of that. There's no interest in that. There's only this interest in my own experience. It was an inner journey full of exploration of this experience that we call life. And there was a realization that happened. And I'm simply just sharing that realization, speaking from that place at times, but mostly speaking at the relative level. Where then I'm just using the vocabulary that I have. I'm not referencing other teachers or gurus or masters. I'm not referencing spiritual texts or scriptures. I'm just simply sharing the realization, the discovery with you. And that's what's kind of hard to grasp for some people, because I don't look the part. I don't look like a teacher. I don't look like a guru. I don't look like a master, right? I don't look enlightened. And that's one of the obstacles, actually, is because you would be projecting what enlightenment looks like. And I'll tell you what enlightenment looks like. It looks like you. It looks exactly like you. It doesn't look a certain way. That's just an image that you're creating. It doesn't sound a certain way. These are all just mental projections. These are all just imaginations of what enlightenment should look like, what enlightenment should sound like. I don't need to dress a certain way. I don't need to speak a certain way. And that's where I'll lose a good amount of you who want to talk using the spiritual vocabulary that I just don't have. Who want to talk philosophy. Who want to reference all these terms and definitions. Who want to reference all these quotes of those who have made the exact same realization. Those who were speaking from that realization, just simply sharing it. Just sharing their experience. And that's another trap, because you cannot compare two, because although, yes, there is only one on the absolute level, you could say, that now at the relative level, there's just infinite expressions of that one. And each expression is unique. So a trap for the mind is it has this expectation that it should sound like this one. It should sound like that. It should look like that. The realization is the exact same for all teachers, masters, gurus, enlightened beings, whatever you want to call it. These are just labels. None of them are really true. But the sharing of that comes out in a unique way. It's uniquely expressed. So you could see that prior to this realization, there was no stack of books to lean on and use that vocabulary from. There's no studying scriptures and quoting verses. There was none of that. So then when it's expressed, you could say, in this raw format, not really using borrowed material. I'm not borrowing anyone else's knowledge. What I'm sharing with you is self-knowledge. So it just doesn't come out, you could say, as elegant as the scriptures that you're reading or the text that you're studying. But there's something else that you're overlooking. There's something that I don't lean on. I don't lean on other people's material like that. But instead, I simply give you the experience of my realization. And it's up to you to then see, what do you want? Do you want to stick with your beliefs and all your definitions and terms and ideas and concepts and intellectual knowing of a subject? Or do you want the direct experience of the subject? It's like, do you want the menu or do you want to taste the food? You're expecting me to give you the menu, and I'm simply giving you the food. And it's up to you to taste it. I don't want to give you a menu because I know what you want. And I see you're hungry for it. So I give you the food. But it's up to you to taste it. And then you realize that tasting it is completely different than the menu. And you realize that as you're tasting it, there's no need for the menu. And by watching these videos, you start tasting it. Joining satsang, you start tasting it more. As you're tasting it, it's like you're becoming full. You're experiencing it directly, without a book, without an idea, without a concept, without borrowed information. You're knowing it directly, knowing without the mind. And you realize that this is all you need. And you might be tasting it right now, noticing how the mind is not a problem anymore. Noticing that you're just simply present. Noticing how nothing is missing from this moment. Nothing needs to be added. Getting a taste of this happiness for no reason. Experiencing a love that's unconditional. Experiencing perfect peace. And realizing a freedom that is always free. Experiencing completeness. Experiencing fulfillment. Experiencing wholeness. Noticing how natural you feel, and that it's so effortless to simply flow. Where you can simply relax and rest. And everything that you're experiencing is you. You're directly knowing yourself. You're getting a taste of that which you truly are. And you'll notice the more you taste your true nature. The more the experience becomes all that you ever needed. See you in the next one.